And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day back in studio as your consumer advocate. It's all about you, helping you win in any marketplace. Our number one goals remain the same. We always want to educate, entertain, enlighten, but most importantly, we want to engage so we can help you win.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you're going to need it. 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
That's our consumer advocate hotline. You can call or text that line anytime. Any questions, comments you have with the show. Also, bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. A plethora of information available there. You can see links to all of our expert contributors. Follow us online at Brandon Rhymes1 on Instagram and Twitter. The Consumer Quarterback Show page out there on Facebook as well. And hit me up on LinkedIn. We'd love to connect. It's Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks here in studio with me today. Back in studio, Ray Hall Appraisals.
Oh, thanks for having me back.
My
Always
pleasure.
enjoy being here.
Yeah, man. Good stuff.
Yeah.
So what's new in your world? Everything. What are we going to talk about today?
I want to give some advice to people on how we're seeing the purchases done these days. You know, we've been having a good market lately, and we're starting to see emotions take over in those purchases.
Yep.
And this isn't the time to let emotions drive those decisions when you're buying real estate.
That's right.
So I think we should go into kind of the good way of looking, the better way of looking into your real estate transactions and taking that emotion out and using common sense in your purchases.
I like it. That's why a lot of realtors or some realtors move to commercial. They're like, I'm tired of the emotions in residential. I'm going to commercial.
Absolutely.
And Jason Schofield in the house as well. Hive VOC. Welcome back.
Thank you for having us. We always love being here.
Yeah, man. So what do you want to talk about today?
Just saving restaurants money, rebates, things that we offer out there for restaurants that it's no cost to them.
Saving some money, helping them with that supply chain, human resource functions. There's a lot of information that you have, and that's why we've nicknamed you the Restaurant Whisperer here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And it's interesting. Our feel-good story of the day is kind of in line with what you're doing, man. It's a cafeteria worker fired for giving student free food gets job offer from celebrity chef. And we had mentioned the celebrity chef is Jose Andres.
Yes.
So it took to Twitter, and so anyways, we'll save that for our feel-good segment coming up. And Ray, I wanted to talk as well about the shift. We're in the middle of a shift. People don't really realize what that means when it comes to the real estate market, what actually shifting markets, what's a seller's market, what's a buyer's market. And then right there in the middle is a balanced market, which you hardly ever hear because nobody talks about a balanced market.
Because it's hard to tell when it's there.
Yeah.
If we all knew when it was balanced, when it was buyers and sellers, there'd be, millions of real estate investors making a ton of money. Timing that market at times is difficult, even in real estate.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a game that in Millionaire Real Estate Agent Shift, he says, okay, tell me when we've hit the bottom of the market. He says, you ask your buyer or seller that. Tell me when we've hit the bottom of the market. And they only know it when you start going up.
Yep.
See?
Exactly.
They're like, oh, there's the bottom. Well, we had to change until you saw that was the bottom.
Yep. And we've been having a strong market. We've had a great spring so far.
Yes.
I'm busier than I've ever been.
Yeah.
Which is good. I don't get much sleep, but can't complain.
Setting records. Good
I'm
stuff.
trying.
Yeah, this segment's brought to you by the Lucky Dill Restaurant, the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. They've got a deli, New York City bar, Brooklyn bakery, catering, banquets, and much more. And they are home of the sandwich that ate Brooklyn. The food is excellent. The staff is amazing. And it's got a great ambiance there with that sports theme, that New Yorker type theme. And 4606 West Boy Scout Boulevard, Tampa, LuckyDillDeli.com. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives, and they're going to hook you up with that free water with lemon every time. They're going to take care of you in there. All right, a couple of hot listings here. 223 South River Hills Drive, Temple Terrace. This is right on the Hillsborough River. Great opportunity. This property, it's a large home, 5 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, single-family home on a conservation lot. And look at that gorgeous drone photography, compliments of Fabre Frameworks. Beautiful Hillsborough River right there. I grew up in that environment on the river a lot of times, and I love that atmosphere. So your family deserves it. Reach out to the Consumer Quarterback Show. We'd love to show you that property on River Hills Drive up in Temple Terrace in Tampa. And we also have a gas station for sale, 7424 4th Street North. This is in St. Petersburg. This is a high traffic area. Over 50,000 cars a day. You got a mini mart, gas station, 3 service bays, corner lot. Gorgeous opportunity here. Prime opportunity for that entrepreneur, that developer. Gas station, mini mart, auto repair stalls for sale at 7424 4th Street North, St. Petersburg. And back here in studio helping you win. Check out all of our listings, by the way, at PlatinumMVPTeam.com. PlatinumMVPTeam.com. All right, let's jump right into it. Ray Hall Appraisals, decades of experience in the real estate game. The valuation business, it's one of those that carries high emotion. There's a lot of high emotion. The seller obviously wants to sell for the most amount of money. The buyer wants to have a deal, or at least a perceived deal. And when we're in a shifting market right now, it's very important. There's a whole chapter in Gary's book called Market Shift, and he's talking about price ahead of the shift, price ahead of the market. So what are you seeing out there?
Well, you not only so much price ahead of the market, you want to buy ahead of the market.
Right.
Because at this point, if you're at high levels of value, if prices are high, you don't want to go into that house overpaying right off the bat.
Right.
Because we saw it back in 2005, 2006. People were throwing money at sellers. They were paying any price possible because that emotion took over. And what happened? The market declined, and they were severely underwater.
Yep.
And once you're in that position, it's very difficult. If you have issues that come up with your house and you need to refinance, you don't have the equity to do it.
Right.
So it's at this point in the market, buyers need to be very careful. I always say real estate's a funny thing. It's the only thing out there people break their backs to overpay for. We have so many resources to buy cars at discounts. We have so many websites to get discounted travel. Yet I look at homes and they're the most expensive house in the neighborhood for no apparent reason whatsoever, and people want to pay it. And that's not a good idea. I understand that house is perfect, but there's thousands of listings out there right now. Don't overpay. Don't put that emotion into that purchase, because it's really gonna bite you later on.
Yeah. And that's one side of the market, and then you have the buyer side where they're coming in and there's they're new to the market. They're excited. You sit down with a real estate agent. And here's what every good agent should do: is put you on a sheet of paper and just draw a line down the middle, needs and wants. Does this? What do you need? What do you absolutely need to make it work? And what would be nice? What do you want if you can add that extra bedroom or that pool, right? And then in the book, he talks about how there's a couple that they go and when he was preparing the listings for that day, there was a new one that had popped up that checked all the boxes, all the needs, all the wants, but it's a brand new listing. And it just hit the market. So he shows them the house, and then on the way out, the wife says, "And honey, just think, this is the first one we've seen." So what does that mean? So what she's saying is, hey, this is the first one we've seen. There's got to be better out there. I think in our human mindset, there's always something better. And the agent says, sit down, guys. I need to talk to you on the couch, because this property is going to be gone. If we don't make an offer, we walk out, this property will be gone tomorrow, and you're going to miss out on this home. So they bought it and end up never regretting it.
Yeah, and and that's where it comes into working with an experienced realtor who knows the market and really works with their client.
Right.
I always said that's why I didn't become a realtor. I respect what they do, because they bring on that emotion. They take on the emotion of that client.
Yep.
They send me out there because I don't have the emotion of the client. I'm the impartial guy.
Right.
So you've got to have that realtor who understands your wants and understands your needs, and who knows the market and is experienced with that market.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That plays into a lot. And a good buyer agent should have a list of best buys. If you're a specialist in Largo or Seminole, you want to have a list of best buys. Here's my best buys in the 200 to 300 range. You need to know that market, know almost every listing in that market, and be able to give that advice to your potential prospective buyers.
Absolutely.
And you save them a lot of time through that process as well.
Exactly, and that's another thing. With these, you want to be able to inform your buyer, because you don't want to just be a tour guide for someone looking for a house.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to just show them the properties that have the potential of fulfilling their needs and what they're looking for.
That's right. Make those extra calls, especially if there's a homeowners association involved, making the extra calls, finding out all those different questions of, which pool can they use? Are they allowed to use this beautiful pool here? Or do they have to go all the way to the back pool? And, there's all those little things. I mean, I've heard stories where somebody closed a deal. They thought they could use that pool. Nope, you can't. It's a big mistake.
Yeah, that just happened in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
A lot of the people who built were told they were going to be able to use this new amenity center that was going to be developed later on. Oh, wow. Well, we all got a letter a few weeks ago that no, only the new houses are going to be able to use that community center.
Wow.
So there's a lot of upset people on my street right now.
Uh-oh.
That's crazy.
I built a pool, so I don't have to worry about it.
Hopefully they got it in writing. They got a disclosure.
I don't think many of them did. So I think it's
I got one. I got an interesting. There's a property of mine, gated community, beautiful area out in East Hillsboro.
Mm-hmm.
They're selling the golf course. There's a golf course within the community, and it's actually selling. It's a private owner, and he's selling the golf course. But I think the HOA is going to buy it and cost everybody like $40 a month to keep the golf course.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
But
it could have been.
They know it's maintained and things like that.
Yeah.
Because if you've ever seen a golf course, once the maintenance stops.
Oh, I did. My hometown, LaBelle, Port LaBelle.
Okay.
It was called the Oxbow. People knew about it too. They would come from Naples, Fort Myers to golf out in LaBelle for the day.
Okay.
Yeah, but when exactly that happened, it stopped being maintained and turned into there's cows on it. Next time you know, there's cows grazing on it, feeding some beef, getting the beef ready. All right, we got a great lineup for you today. Ray Hall in the house, Ray Hall Appraisals. Jason Schofield coming up next as well. Talking about the restaurant industry, high VOC, and our feel-good story of the day coming up here. Cafeteria worker fired for giving student free food gets job offer from celebrity chef. Stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, this is Jarek Robbins. You are listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show with Brandon Rhymes. Please do what it takes to learn all that you have to live the life you want to live it fully, and find a way to give it by paying it forward to others.
Get in touch with Brandon online at ConsumerQB.com.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by Trulieve on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
Welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. This segment is brought to you by Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Brothers Easy Moving, and I can tell you from firsthand experience that they do a first-class job. Great company to work with. Brothers Easy Moving, they're among the best reviewed movers in all of Tampa Bay. 4.6 on Google, 4.5 on Yelp. A rating with the Better Business Bureau, Angie's List, and they've also won the Super Service Award multiple times. Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, back here in studio, Brandon Rhymes, your host of the show, also the owner of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Got a hot property listing here. This is a great opportunity for anyone out there, a family looking to move into the Tarpon Springs, Palm Harbor area. 1701 Mariner Way. This is just a beautiful property, completely renovated on the inside. You've got some landscaping that's been done on the exterior as well. 1701 Mariner Way, just a beautiful family home, corner lot, almost a half an acre, and it's again completely remodeled. Beautiful flooring, fireplace on the inside, and that granite is a lovely color. I like that lighter color with the streaks of darker and gray in there. It looks beautiful. 1401 Seminole Boulevard over in Largo. This property is prime for development. 1401 Seminole Boulevard in Largo. Owners motivated here. It's a corner lot, vacant parcel land, 0.82 acres MOL, and 200 feet of frontage within the city of Largo. Zone commercial general, so it's a mixed use. You have medical, retail, restaurant, goods, services as well. Could be office as well. Beautiful opportunity. Check out all of our listings at PlatinumMVPTeam.com.
Sun is shining, the weather is sweet.
All right, we got Jason Schofield here in the house talking about all the restaurant industry. You got rebates in the industry, and there's a shift going on in that market as well.
There is. So a lot of the restaurants out there that we deal with, and a lot of the hotels, motels, and everybody, they don't realize that the rebates are there for them, and shouldn't cost you anything to get them. We help bridge that gap, and we give them to them. We do the data, we do everything through our channel partnerships, and we get them free money. And that's just one of the many services that we offer, but that's just free money. And a lot of restaurants, they need that money to help keep it going.
Free money. That sounds good, man. Sign me up for some of that. I got to have a restaurant to get it, though, right?
You do. The big thing is that, when you own a restaurant, you have these salespeople that come in every day, and then they think of you like a company like mine, that you're trying to sell them something. Mm-hmm. We're not trying to sell you anything. You're trying to participate and the things that we've already done. You get to participate in the deals and the things that we found for you. And that's the crazy part. And it is free money. It is free to them. We don't charge them to get them those rebates. We can put them on direct TV bills if they have a regular account for the NFL ticket. That gets very expensive. We can save you 15 to 25% just by participating in the Hive.
Wow.
It's crazy. Gas. You can cut your gas bill down by a third just by participating with the Hive. Those things like that, we give those services to restaurants, and we don't charge you for that. There's no nothing that we do. But those little things add up to restaurant owners and operators and these mom and pops that this is how they do it, and they can get out of working in their business and start working on it. And that's the service that we provide.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Helping. It's kind of similar with the real estate industry. You got some government money out there. There's some down payment assistance programs. Yes. Now, you had said something interesting. Now, when you're talking to people, you said there was some resistance, I think, is what you said?
There is. I mean, I've been a restaurant owner and a chef, and you see a salesperson come in, and you're like, yeah, let me just get his card, and you kind of shut them down. And that's kind of the resistance that you get, and it's overcoming that. But once you get them in there and you earn that trust, and that's all it comes down to, is just earning their trust.
Yep.
It becomes an expanding pie, and it just goes the other direction of all the value add that we can offer to the bottom line for restaurants, and help them out from negotiating a lease to selling their business to getting them rebates to giving them money on everything that they're already doing. We can just bridge that gap and give them the stuff that they don't know of.
Yeah, it's interesting when you come in. There's this really cool book I taught actually some of the premises on at GTAR last week, and when I looked at that book, there was a chapter in there that says "Beware of yes, master no," or something along those lines, because in our history, think telemarketers, selling you
Absolutely.
some water. Well, hey, do you like water? Yes. Do you when you drink water, do you prefer nice clean water? Yes. They want to get you yes, yes, yes.
And then you go right into it.
And then the challenge is it puts our guard up. He says in the book, lead with a no-oriented question. The perfect example is an email subject line. Let's say you have a client or some kind of an issue happening with someone and they're not returning your call. You lead it with a subject line saying, "Are you giving up on this project?" And then they have to answer no, because no's easier for the human condition to say, because we're programmed to worry. Oh, if I say yes, I'm going to be on the hook for something. And then he talks about the 3 types of yes. There's 3 different types of yes: a counterfeit, a commitment, and a confirmation. So there's 3 different types of yeses. But anyways, kind of relevant somewhat.
It is and some of the things that you see. There's a great book that I was reading, Sell or Be Sold. I mean, and it's kind of the same thing, but we're not in the business of selling anything to them. And I think that's what the connotation is, that they think we just want you to participate in the things that we've already sold. We already worked out the deals, and we've already worked out all that stuff behind the curtain. And now we just want to open the curtain and show the mom and pops, the big restaurants, the little restaurants, how they can actually operate like the big dogs. These are the things that the big restaurants, the big chains, the multi-units, the hotels, they know these things. That's how they can operate and make profit, and then spend all that money on marketing and do everything that they do to be successful.
Right.
And that's how they are successful. You start adding up just those 3 things: DirecTV, rebates, and your gas bill. That's 30%, 25%, and probably 2%. That's a lot of money when you start off those bills, and that's like scratching the tip of the iceberg.
Wow.
And these are things that all the big restaurants, all the big chains that we work with, and that we do these things for, even for the big chains, that we want to add value and benefit to the smaller ones.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. So Dining Alliance, is that similar?
So Dining Alliance is one of our channel partners that we get to access all of their buying power. They are one of 11 of them that we get to access. So we work with Dining Alliance, Buyer's Edge, Consolidated Concepts, Restaurant Partners Procurement, Buyer's Edge Platform,
Wow.
Fresh Concepts, Source One Purchasing, Access Purchasing, Sundown Associates. There's more. So we access all of their deals, and then we pass those deals and those purchasing and procurement supply chain down to the mom and pops.
That's awesome.
So anything and everything under the hospitality we can do, and then we can also buy and sell your property. We can be a commercial broker to do trade markets, mini markets, and find what's the best location for you. We can go in there and negotiate your lease, get you TI money and improvements and free, rent abatement. So we have all those services. So when we do that, we just get to access and say, Brandon, what's your needs? What do you need? What kind of restaurant do you have?
That's right.
These services are here for you, and you can save some money before you even open your door.
That's right.
And we
That's
just give you that information.
So open-ended, going with open-ended questions. How can we serve you? What are you looking to do? Where are you seeing your pain points in your business?
Yeah.
That's awesome. We're talking with Jason Schofield here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. His company is Hive VOC, and a restaurant industry expert. He can help you with a lot of different areas of the supply chain, the channel partners. He's got rebates, virtual operation consultants. So really cool. Now, Jason, you had told me before that, with the real estate market, we're in this shift. We're shifting from a strong seller market. Some markets are balanced, but most of them are actually in a buyer's market right now. Now, in the restaurant industry, there's a shift going on to less seats, making the restaurant look fuller. And you had mentioned some other cool, things that you're seeing.
So, yeah, I mean, everything that you're seeing in that, I mean, there's just in downtown St. Pete, I think the numbers we talked about last time was 47 new restaurants last month. I mean,
wow,
whether that's closed,
amazing.
Sold, or reopened or rebranded, that's 47 new restaurants.
Wow.
Same amount of people live down there.
Yeah.
The population is only increasing 8-9%. So some of those things, it's oversaturated. So that follows down into trying to retain your employees. How are you keeping your employees?
Yeah.
Where are they going? Operational costs. So our services help save them money to actually combat some of those things. But you are looking at smaller places. You're looking at ghost kitchens are going to be the thing. You're going to have these little kitchens and strip malls that are going to be 5 or 6 concepts in there that are just sending some of your favorite stuff out. So the storefronts are going to go away, the Uber Eats, the delivery, because you can't compete with a mom and pop and have an Uber Eats or a DoorDash, some of those DSP providers, because they take 30%. So you're going to start seeing some like these ghost kitchens where they'll have restaurants and concepts in there, and they're just going to deliver, but it's just going to be a kitchen. There's not going to be any service. There's not going to be waiters. There's not going to be any bars. It's just going to be your delivery service because that's how they have to survive.
Wow. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, we are in a major shift. We've seen so many different things from drones delivering organs now, and then, that's predicted to get into the delivery game as well.
Absolutely. One of the biggest things, if you were thinking about getting and buying a restaurant or buying anything in the hospitality industry, honestly, there's so many different things that you can do, but don't buy anything. Wait for a place that's a vacant restaurant because you can buy it for first, last, and security. You know what I mean? There's so many different things that you do. Unless you're going to buy a successful restaurant and keep that restaurant going as that restaurant, there's no intrinsic value in buying that and spending $300,000, $500,000, or $1 million, unless you're buying real property,
right?
As you know, because the FF&E in a restaurant absolutely has no value. Yeah. Unless you like that chair, you want to use that chair. Right. There's no point in keeping that chair. F&E. Furniture, fixtures, and equipment. Okay. So those things, and that's the only thing, but that's pennies on the dollar in auction. The equipment, pennies on the dollar.
Big time.
So if you can, the things are, if you're looking to buy it, get it, buy one that's already closed and negotiate.
Yeah, great point. Yeah. Finding those bargain deals similar to the real estate disposition and real estate called real estate owned, bank owned foreclosures. Very similar. You get the deals there. All right, stay with us right here. Consumer Quarterback Show. Ray Hall in the house. Ray Hall Appraisals. Jason Schofield, Hive VOC. And our feel-good story of the day. Cafeteria worker fired for giving student free food gets a job offer from celebrity chef. Stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online at Brandon Rhymes1 on Instagram and Twitter, and the Consumer Quarterback Show on Facebook. We'll see you right after this break.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by TrueLeaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm a published author and professional speaker, and we love teaching those negotiation classes now. That's our latest strategy that we're employing. But check out our book on Amazon, Become the MVP in Your Industry by Surfing the Radio Waves. We'd love for you to check it out, take a look at it, leave us a review online. And that kind of led to our Business Growth Celebrity Academy that we launched with Ken Shamrock and Des Woodruff. And the BGCA, we help you realize the celebrity in you. The Business Growth Celebrity Academy helps you become a micro celebrity, grow wealth, build personal brand, and increase your status. Anyone can become a micro celebrity. It's easy, and we'll teach you how. Check it out, bgca.co, bgca.co. Back here in studio helping you win a hot property listing in Gulfport. This one's 5127 27th Avenue in Gulfport, Florida. Beautiful property, completely renovated and just gorgeous look now at 5127 27th Avenue. This property has great curb appeal, and it is available. The owners are motivated and want to make a deal. 5127 27th Avenue South, Gulfport, Florida. Beautiful property. 7911 Jackson Springs Road in Tampa. It's a large home. There's 5 bedrooms here as well. Big backyard, and it's located right in town and country, so you're close to everything right here at 7911 Jackson Springs Road in beautiful Tampa, Florida. Hot real estate properties at PlatinumMVPTeam.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
And this segment is brought to you by the Bilmar Beach Resort on Gulf Boulevard and Treasure Island, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. The Bilmar Beach Resort, filled with fantastic and generous amenities to make your vacation that much more special. The Bilmar Beach Resort, they've got 2 pools on site, nightly music, beautiful beaches, and Sloppy Joe's restaurant as well. The 2 bars, multiple bars in the hotel. And the Bilmar Beach Resort is the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Give them a call, let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, we got Ray Hall in the house. Ray Hall Appraisals. Jason Schofield as well. Hi, VOC. We can go back to Ray here. Talk real estate appraisals. You got commercial real estate. You got vacant land. There's the residential side, which encompasses townhouses, condominiums, single-family homes, attached and detached. What's your favorite to work with?
Commercial.
Yeah.
I love commercial properties.
Yeah.
My business is primary residential just because there's so much of it out there right now. But I've always, with a residential appraisal, that report comes in, you go out, you inspect it, you come home, you turn your numbers, you get the report out. They want it quickly as possible. I've always enjoyed kind of the analytics involved in a commercial appraisal. There's a lot more to it.
Cool.
You've got to go to that zoning, that future land use. What can I do with this property? What can I do with the property? One of your hot listings is that vacant land over on Seminole Boulevard.
That's right.
And you found vacant land in Pinellas County.
Right. 0.82 acres. I was going to mention to Jason, you got to put a restaurant on that corner.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, I think I have somebody that might
corner lot.
Yeah, folks, get out there, get that property.
Out of Largo, owners motivated as can be too. The challenge on that one has been 0.82 acres. It seems like a lot of the convenience stores they got to have a minimum acre.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah,
and that's and again that's what I've always enjoyed about commercial is it's always something different. I think a couple of weeks ago we discussed the Indian Mound I had appraised once.
That's
and
right.
To this day, that was the coolest property I ever did because I literally had to first of all find out what's an Indian mound.
Yeah.
And I had to research these Indians. I had to go to the state and find out what can I do with this land.
Yep.
I had to go to the University of South Florida to the archaeological department to find out who would do what you have to do to this property to do something. And it was a lot of research, and it was such an educational experience. I loved it. It was
pretty cool.
It was a lot of work, but at the end of the day, I was like, wow, I almost feel bad charging them.
You learned a lot, and you helped them out in the process.
Exactly.
So I think the disconnect comes on the residential side too, mainly when it becomes what you said earlier, is where you're protecting the lender in case of default.
Yes.
Because they're packaging these products up. These mortgage-backed securities are then for sale on the secondary market, and as we all know, a lot of China bought up a lot of our debt back in with the Great Depression when that happened, or the Great Recession, when that happened.
Yeah, and and a lot of people, when they get their appraisal done, they get mad at us.
Yeah.
We're not at the value they thought they were going to be at. We weren't at the contract. But what a lot of people don't realize is there's a lot going on behind the scenes for what an appraiser has to do.
Yep.
We have a minimum set of standards called the Uniform Standard of Professional Appraisal Practice, called USPAP. That's the minimum. When I get, especially a residential appraisal, I have a lot of times 2 pages of additional requirements or expanded scope of work that I have to follow.
Yep.
That's why I always tell people, don't be the highest price in the neighborhood, because a lot of lenders, they say I have to have 2 sales that support that value before adjustments.
Yeah, one above and one below, right? In
Well,
terms
they
of
like bracketing.
bracketing. Yep.
But if say I'm in a neighborhood and the highest price was $260, and you're looking for that value to come in $260, and I don't have another one, they'll come back and push back on me and say, I need that second sale. And if I don't have that second sale, they'll say that's not supported.
Wow.
So, there's those instances that, you've got to be careful when trying to go for that, again, that high value.
Sure.
It's you're putting yourself in a tricky position. I always say, try to negotiate and see what you can do.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot in an appraisal that has to be there. There's a lot of requirements on our end, because it doesn't even go back to the lender. It also goes back to, like you said, like Fannie Mae, who buys, I believe, 80 to 90% of the mortgages that are done.
Yep.
And they have what's called a seller's guide. And if that appraisal violates their seller's guide, they go back to the lender and say, you have to repurchase this mortgage.
Buy it back.
And for several years, I worked for J.P. Morgan Chase in their repurchase department, trying to argue on behalf of the appraiser.
Wow.
And learned a lot about Fannie Mae's requirements, and you'd be surprised how strict they are.
Yeah. Shoot, man. Yeah, that's interesting. We're talking with Ray Hall here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Ray Hall Appraisals is his business. He's local here, serving the Tri-County area, 4 or 5 county.
Pretty much all of Tampa Bay. So I'm Hillsborough, Polk, Pasco, Pinellas, Hernando, and Manatee County.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a good area.
Looking to expand.
Yep, awesome. So does a great job, and follows through with what he says he's going to do. I can tell you that from firsthand experience. You're also on our American Dream television show. Did you see how that turned out?
I did.
Pretty cool.
I did. Yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool.
If you haven't seen it, it's all of our content is repurposed on YouTube. But you just look up Power Players, or I think we called it Lake Life, the video. But it was we went to the Tarpon Turtle, cruised around on the boat a little bit, and wanted to highlight some of our expert contributors, and it's really it's all about that consumer advocacy approach. It's everything we do is about helping the consumer understand more about their buying decisions. 6 years on air now, and it's we haven't had not one negative complaint, feedback negative about any of the connections that we made throughout the show. Referrals, giving out a lot of referrals. People are calling in looking for credit advice, mortgage advice, real estate, restaurant. I mean, there's so many ways that we can help people. So we really want you to think about this show as the hub of your financial, your business, your health wheel. Each one of those spokes extending out, representing another one of our preferred partners, our on-air expert contributors. We got 2 of the best in studio today. Ray Hall Appraisals. Jason Schofield, Hive VOC is his business. So what else do we need to talk about right now, Ray, to get this message out? Stay off some of those valuation sites. I don't even like saying their names, because they lead you in the wrong directions. They're not even close. Their margin of error has got to be pretty high.
It's like everybody always says, I went on this website. It said my house is worth this much. I said, okay, great. Did they come inside? Mm-hmm. Well, no. Well, you've got to renovate a kitchen. You've got to renovate a bath. You've got new flooring. How do they know?
Yeah. Exactly.
What they're doing, they're we've all seen our assessed value with the county. Now, that's a completely different appraisal.
Yeah.
But what those websites are doing is similar to what the county does, and you see how low the county assesses properties, because it's called a mass appraisal. Mm-hmm. And they're just assessing all the properties the same way. And that's how it's done, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Yep.
It's just a different type of appraisal. And, when you hire an appraiser to come out, I'm gonna look in the MLS. So that comparable that maybe up the street that they're comparing against your house, I'm going to know what was inside that house. I'm going to look in and see if there were any concessions involved.
Yeah.
You go to these websites, they don't know that, sure, that house sold for $250,000, but with $20,000 in concessions because they were selling it to their son. Mm-hmm. That's not a good comp.
Correct.
I would never use that comp.
Yep.
So, be careful with these sites, because there's a lot in an appraisal that comes from our research,
Right.
not just from the bottom line sale price of that property. And there's a lot that goes into analyzing that property: condition, location, view, lots of things that are just not considered by those websites.
Well, let's do this. Let's offer to the first 5 listeners out there that want a value check on their home. Let's offer a CMA. It's not quite as detailed work as an appraisal is. That's going to cost you around $400 to $500 in most cases. Commercials a lot more. But let's offer this for the first 5 listeners out there that want to text the word value to our consumer advocate hotline. Text the word value and your property address and email to our hotline, 813-670-7372. Just text the word value to 813-670-7372. That's our consumer advocate hotline, and we're going to combine forces here. We'll get those CMAs out to you and help you understand more about your value. And if you want a full-blown appraisal, Ray Hall Appraisals, the website is rayhallapraisalscom. Perfect. All right, good stuff. So stay with us right here. When we come back, more from Jason Schofield, also Ray Hall, in our lightning round and our feel-good story of the day. Cafeteria worker fired for giving students free food gets job offer from celebrity chef. Stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey everybody, I'm Forbes Riley, celebrity TV fitness host and creator of The Spin Gym. I'm here today with Brandon Rhymes, and you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Great ways to get happy, healthy, and wealthy.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. Ian Beck.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by TrueLeaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. And we are hiring agents to our team right now. We're looking for agents that might want to join our team, future-proof your business, and utilize an innovative approach to real estate like no other real estate company has in the area. Platinum MVP team. We feature our real estate listings live on air on our daily show, helping you maximize the exposure, maximizing the profit, and often getting multiple offers on our listings. PlatinumMVPteam.com. This segment is brought to you by Replenish IV Solutions, the science of nutritional balance, and their vitamins, minerals, electrolytes, and vitamin infusion drips. I love going and visiting Steve and Lisa Gunnan at Replenish IV Solutions, and they are located in Carrollwood as well, on Barrisdale Mabry, Gandy Boulevard here in South Tampa, and it's awesome. You go in, kind of get that proverbial oil change. You ever have one of those done where they hook you up, they get that drip in there and put the vitamins in?
No, haven't tried it yet.
It's cool. It's pretty cool. I do it once a month.
Oh.
And especially if I'm going to be flying somewhere. You know, if I'm going to be on a plane exposed to a lot of germs, I love to go and get souped up, get that oil change done.
It's probably something I should look into with the amount of, we were just talking off air about all the driving I do in a day, and at times I don't even start eating until 3 in the afternoon, 4 in the afternoon. So
yeah, man. Yeah, that's right. And I got those meals that I utilize too, wholebodyfuel.com. Those are great. Carry them with me in the car, wholebodyfuel.com. Just meal delivery, carry it with you. They drop it off at your house on a Sunday.
Okay.
You have them all with you for the week. That way you're not rushing into these Subways or, other stores trying to get fast food.
I try to avoid it.
Yeah,
at times
that's
I'm in
right.
a gas station going, what's the healthiest thing I
What's
can
the
get?
healthiest thing, right? Yeah.
Let me grab a banana real quick and water.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Dill pickles and stuff like that. There's some decent options there. All right, back here in studio, we got Ray Hall in the house, RayHallAppraisals.com. Jason Schofield, Hive VOC. What's your website, Jay?
www.hivevoc.com.
HiveVOC.com. And every day we're going to tell you something positive here in our Feel Good segment of the day.
Tell me something good.
All right, this is the cafeteria worker fired for giving student free food gets job offer from Celebrity Chef. So a New Hampshire school cafeteria worker was fired for giving a student with no funds in his account a free lunch. After her story made headlines, Celebrity Chef Jose Andres offered her a job. Bonnie Kimball said she was fired on Monday, March 28th by Fresh Picks, a vendor that supplies food at the regional high school. It came to me one day after she gave the student lunch, even though he couldn't pay for it. His quote here, his family is very well known in this town, and I can guarantee that if I called his mother, she would have come right in and paid the bill. But I didn't want to get her out of work, Kimball told the Associated Press. I know they would have brought the money the next day. The bill was going to get paid. After Kimball's story went viral, Celebrity Chef Jose Andres took to Twitter and offered Kimball employment at his nonprofit World Central Kitchen. A hero is Bonnie Kimball. If she needs a new job, we have openings at Think Food Groups, Andres tweeted. Feel good story. So you heard of this Jose Andres?
Yes, he's a celebrity chef. He's well-known restaurateur and operator, great chef, restaurants all over.
Real deal?
Real deal. Vegas, Washington, D.C. I've had the pleasure of eating at some of his restaurants.
That's
I'm a chef first and foremost before I got into what we were doing, so I'm a restaurateur and a chef first and foremost, so I respect what he did, and he's great.
Nice. That's awesome, man. Who's some other celebrity chefs? Who else do we think about when you think about the word celebrity chef?
I mean, come on, Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay.
Everybody knows that. There's so many of them that are out there right now. My friend Emily Ellen out of Orlando. She's the Cupcake Wars. She's been on Food Network.
Nice.
She's great. I mean, there's tons of celebrity chefs. Guy Harvey. Not Guy Harvey. Guy Fieri.
Guy Fieri. Yep.
He's got everything. Yeah, Wolfgang. Yeah, there's tons of them.
There's a lot of them. I want that gig. I want that gig where they travel and eat food and comment on the food.
Yeah, it seems
that'd
blameless.
be cool, man.
It is.
But then you got a guy like an Anthony Bourdain, parts unknown. He had, what most people would love as a great life, but committed suicide. I guess he was just tired of being on the road. I don't know what the deal was.
One thing about the restaurant industry, there's usually extracurricular activities with that comes along with it.
Right.
So it's either drinking, drugs, both, or you don't do anything. But you work in long hours after work, you want to relax, and they go out and drink and they party, and the next day you got to go to work. It will take a toll on you.
Yeah.
I have a brother-in-law who's a chef, and his hours are you know, to go on
crazy.
vacation. It's rare that he's on the whole vacation.
Wow.
In fact, we're all going on vacation together in September to go to Germany, and
Nice.
He's finally going to take the whole vacation with us, which is good. So we're
That's
looking
cool.
forward to that. Yeah.
It's a
By
tough
the way,
industry.
we got the husband-wife team. The wife's name is Mika. The husband, we talked to them yesterday, but they're going to be on that HGTV show here in Tampa Bay. I met him at GTAR when I was teaching that negotiation class and branding class. But yeah, they've got a show called 90 Day Dream Home. Have you heard of that one yet?
I haven't.
I think they did one season maybe somewhere, but
Wow.
But yeah, 90 days they build a dream home for someone.
Oh, very cool.
And the TV's coming down. We're going to have them here. I was going to talk to Lindsay's might be on with them talking about the feng shui services that she offers. My wife Lindsay Rhymes does feng shui and pranic healing, so that was something they wanted to talk about potentially on the show with her. So she does home clearing, energy healing, couples healing, meditation, and some of those cool things there. But yeah, that'd be pretty neat. So they're going to be on the show next week, I think it is, or no, first week of June.
Okay, very cool. I'll be sure to check that out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, very cool. I've been on some of those shows. Some of those, I don't think it was HGTV. It was a different network, couple different networks like that with real estate shows. All right, let's jump into our lightning round.
The lightning round!
I am so good at lightning rounds!
I majored in lightning round.
All right, here we go. Top tips, nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom. Ray Hall Appraisals.
We're in a market right now that could possibly be shifting. So if you're looking to buy that house right now, please be careful how much you pay. Take that emotion out of it. Make a reasonable offer. Don't make that emotional offer. I know that house might be perfect for you and your family, but trust me, there's a lot of houses out there. Find the perfect house, but find the good deal too.
Yeah.
Don't overpay.
And how do you do that? By looking at the comps.
Look at the comps. Go with an experienced realtor. Educate yourself. See what's selling in the neighborhood.
Yep.
If you're trying to offer $250,000, but there's a similar house up the street for $220,000. Why do you want to overpay for it?
Yeah.
You don't want to overpay with real estate. We
Gotta
all
be
look
careful.
we look for the best deals in everything. Nobody wants to overpay for vacations, cars,
Right.
or anything.
Right.
Don't overpay for the biggest purchase of your life either.
Yeah, that's right. Big decision. Got to make sure you have a professional on your team. That's why we have local economists, realtors on our team at Platinum MVP team. Jason Schofield, Hive VOC.
Nuggets. So if you're going to sell your restaurant or you're going to sell your hospitality business, the biggest thing I can tell you, we don't deal with comps. I mean, I can't look at another comp and they're not comparable. You have to keep good records. If you know you want to sell in a year, you need to start keeping great. You need to keep records great anyway, but you need to keep even better records, financials and everything, and not just make a fake P&L. You need the better records you keep, the more money you can get for your business when you want to exit it. Pretty much.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. So I would say from a negotiation standpoint, this is great at interpersonal relationships as well, is when someone comes at you with anger or really any emotion, you don't want to feel their pain. What you want to do is label it. Okay, you want to label their emotions by saying it seems like, it sounds like, it feels like. That's a label. When you follow that with what you feel or what you see, what they're going to do, what that's going to do in the person's brain is it's going to have it move from their, basically the reptilian part of our brain when we're angry. It's going to shift it to the other part of their brain that's logical, because now they're thinking about what you said. You labeled their pain, so now they have to address it in their mind, and it instantly cools off those situations of anger. It's going to deflect the negatives. It's going to decrease the impact of negatives. And if it's a positive emotion, you can do it, by the way, you can do it with positive emotions. Label their emotions. It seems like you're having a good day. It's only going to accentuate the positives that's going on in their mind. So remember that one. It's called a label. So that's what you want to do in your negotiations, of course, as well. And you want to follow a label with silence. You want to make sure you don't fill that with too much words. You want to label it and just be quiet. Let them talk. Figure out what they're going to respond with. And then once you do that, it's always good to follow it with a calibrated question, open-ended questions, always leading them to the point where you want them to go. And that's the art of negotiation. All right, so we got a couple minutes left. So, yeah, some good stuff happening. Any events coming up, anything cool you guys are part of? We're putting on a big networking event coming up very soon, speed networking event. Last year we had 130, 40 people there, and we didn't Dunedin, so we're still looking for the venue. I think we might do the Verizon Center. I'm not 100% sure. And then we're doing a big veteran event coming up very soon, 8 to 12 weeks out. Going to help the veterans, first responders. So that's going to be fun.
I'd be interested in checking that out.
Yeah, be a part of it, man. You got to help us with that. I'm trying to remember. You're a vet? Were you a veteran?
I'm not, no.
Okay, but yeah. So that's definitely a part of our especially Tampa Bay, South. You got MacDill down there, and so many good veterans in the area. There's those people went through. A lot of them went through hell. Literally 5 deployments. I talked to a gentleman the other day. We were at our tax accountant, Jake Alexander. He had a client party. The gentleman had 5 deployed. He deployed 5 times. Was showing me on his video where he literally was blown up. It blew up his truck and he flipped out of it. And there's a big old hole in the ground. I mean, these guys go through hell literally to defend our rights and defend our freedoms. So we want to help all of our veterans out there. We have special programs for any veterans out there. We offer half a point back as a rebate back to the client, quarter to a half a point depending on the loan size and the deal size. But hey, another great job today, Ray Hall Appraisals, educating our listeners on that whole valuation process of their properties. Reach out to Ray for any valuation questions. Jason Schofield as well, always a pleasure as well.
Thank you,
High VOC, helping restaurant owners and all types of folks in the restaurant industry with rebates, free money that's there for you, channel partnerships available, lots of ways that they can help you as well. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Pack up some food or clothing, carry it with you to and from your commute, and hand it to that person that you see in need. Be a force for good in the community and do something kind for one another. We'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show, weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.
Are you a real estate agent looking to take your business to the next level and supercharge your marketing? Hi, I'm Brandon Rhymes, owner of Platinum MVP Realty and host of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, syndicated radio and TV show talk program on iHeartRadio, 1025 The Bone, daily 5 o'clock drive time on 1380 The Biz, and our TV show is on WeBeam TV. We're looking for real estate agents that want to join our team and supercharge their marketing utilizing some of our innovative strategies. We utilize the Real Geeks platform, Facebook marketing, internet marketing, and a lot of the traditional methods as well. Postcard mailers mailed for you, postage, signage, business cards, all paid for by the company. Aggressive real estate splits and ways to help you win in any marketplace. We need you to go out, take applications, and work our plethora of leads that we're generating on a daily basis. Reach out by clicking the form below, and we'd love to have a confidential interview with you.